I love co-op games. I find no matter what you're playing, if you're doing it with great people, you can always have a good time. Unfortunately, when you get a little older, it's tricky to coordinate with a big group of people. I'm lucky if I can get my group of friends together once a month, and even that takes a lot of work. Something I have really come to appreciate is a good two-player co-op game. This is much easier to do, so I thought I'd highlight some of these games on this channel. Some great games to play with just one other person. I think something that makes a truly great co-op game is the kind of gameplay that allows you to go at your own pace. This is to give you time to talk about other things while playing. Anything too consistently intensive and everyone in the group is too focused on what they are doing, so they end up talking very little. And if no one's talking, you may as well be playing a single player game. There is of course a place for these kind of games, but when you're playing a game as an excuse to socialise with your friends that you don't get to see very often, it's not ideal. Dungeons of the Endless is just one of those games that fits this gap for me. And I think this game's flown a little under the radar, to be honest. Released in 2014 for PC, with other platforms coming later, this game blends many categories, making it tricky to define. It's part indie pixel game, part roguelike, part exploration, part management game with a bit of tower defense thrown in. Dungeons of the Endless sees you controlling up to 4 characters to explore procedurally generated levels. You can play with up to 3 other friends if you want, each controlling one character, but I find this makes the game a little bit simple, as the characters are not that deep to control. Instead, the sweet spot is playing with one other friend, meaning you both control 2 characters. This has just enough depth to make it perfect. I couldn't tell you anything about any of the characters. They're all pretty cool to look at and each have unique abilities and unique animations. There's also plenty of other characters in here from other games like Team Fortress 2. I normally just press random and see what happens from there. When you start your game, you'll see a crashed ship with a door. There's nothing else to do here other than to open it and start exploring the procedurally generated level. As you explore, you will notice you have 3 resources: industry, science, and food. Industry is used for building things, science is used for researching new things, and food is used for healing and levelling up. Every time you open a door, you will begin what I think of as a cycle, meaning that you get new resources depending on how your economy is doing for each one, and often enemies spawn, meaning you need to take care of them before they reach the crystal contained in your crashed ship. Exploration starts out simple, but you will soon notice that you cannot keep each of the rooms lit up. This is because you have a limited amount of dust. Dust is the signature resource of Amplitude Studios. I think it appears in every one of their games. This means you have to pick and choose which rooms to keep lit up, which ones to keep powered. Enemies only spawn in dark rooms, and because you can pick which rooms to light up, you can control exactly where the enemies come from. It's usual to keep part of the map as the dangerous area, while leaving the other area safe and easy to ignore. This leads to the tower defense part of the game. Light up certain parts of the world and leave others dark, so you know where the enemies are coming from, and create a kill room or a kill corridor that you can heavily defend with characters or even turrets. As you open up your first few doors, you want to place down generators. These generate resources for each cycle or door opening. The sooner you build them, the more they will pay out, as you will eventually run out of doors and need to move on to the next floor. I've never found a particular reason not to open up every door on the level. The only time you would do that is if you really couldn't handle the waves of enemies. But if that's happening, you're probably not long for this world anyway. Once every door is open, the final part happens, where you collect the crystal from your ship and run it to the exit. But watch out at this point, because enemies will be coming from everywhere, so you want to pick your fastest character and defend tactically. I'm going to leave this spoiler free, but there's a lot of other mechanics in the game. You level your characters with food and get stronger, equip them with items, they gain abilities, giving you the edge in combat. All characters eventually Get the ability to manage one of your generators, meaning that you can leave them with the generators to get more resources each door. But it's a balancing act. If they are managing the resource generator, they are not helping in combat. Science is used for unlocking new generators, turrets, and other bits, so picking how you want to build and defend is key. You only start with 2 characters. As you explore, you will find new ones to recruit to your team. Characters can have items purchased from the shops or found in chests. The art style of the music is top tier in my opinion. There's probably a lot of things I'm forgetting, but for now, that will give you something to discover. That's all I have to say about Dungeons of the Endless. I really recommend trying it, and it can be picked up pretty cheap. So I've been Tom, thanks for listening.